The fearsome female pirate Ching Shih lived and pillaged during China's Qing Dynasty. She is considered to have been the most successful pirate in history. Born into poverty before becoming a prostitute, she was plucked out of relative obscurity by Cheng, a notorious pirate who operated in the South China Sea. As head of the fearsome Red Flag Fleet, she commanded over 1,800 pirate ships and an estimated 80,000 pirates. In comparison, Blackbeard commanded 4 ships and 300 pirates within the same century. Today we'll explore the fascinating life of the most successful pirate in history. Ching Shih, also known as Shi Yang, was born in 1775 in the poverty-stricken society of Guangdong Province in southeast China. Sadly, when she was 13 she was forced into prostitution by her family, as most young girls her age were. She worked in the port-side brothels, staying on boats that would sail the cost for customers. She quickly became famous in the area due to her beauty, poise, and hospitality. This attracted several high-profile customers such as royal courtiers, military commanders, and rich merchants. In 1801, a notorious pirate commander Ching Shih encountered 26-year-old Ching Shih in Guangdong. He was enthralled by her beauty and ability to wield power over her well-connected clients by trading secrets. In fact, he was so in love with the young Shih that he asked for her hand in marriage immediately after meeting her. However, Ching Shih wasn't about to give herself away. She stated that if she was granted 50% share over his earnings and control over his fleet, then she would agree to marry him. Without hesitation he agreed. Upon the finalization of Ching Shih's marriage, she implemented reforms. These were put into place to give her more control and the fleets more order. These included instant execution for those who refused to follow orders, execution for assault of any female captives, and execution for marital infidelity. Female captives were also treated more respectfully, and the weak, unattractive, or pregnant ones were freed as soon as possible, while the attractive ones were sold or were permitted to marry a pirate if it was mutually consensual. On the flip side, loyalty and honesty were greatly rewarded, and the fleet was encouraged to work as a cohesive whole. Under the joint command of Ching Shih and Ching Shih, the Red Flag Fleet exploded in size and prosperity. The new rules, being harsh but fair combined with a reward system, meant that many pirate groups in the region merged themselves with the Red Flag Fleet. It grew from 200 ships at the time of Cheng and Ching Shih's wedding to 1,800 ships in the next few months. Consequently, it became the largest pirate fleet on Earth. Ching Shih and Ching Shih adopted a young fisherman in his mid-20s named Cheng Po from a nearby coastal village. This meant that he became second in command to Ching Shih. Then in 1807, 6 years into their marriage, Ching Shih died. He drowned after a devastating storm on the coast of Vietnam. This left Ching Shih's leadership in a perilous position. Using her business savvy and Cheng's connections, Ching Shih managed to temper warring power-hungry captains from other ships, and installed her adopted son as leader of the fleet. In less than 2 weeks after the death of her husband, Ching Shih announced that she would marry her adopted son. They soon became lovers, and Cheng's loyalty to her meant that Ching Shih effectively ruled the Red Flag Fleet. Under Ching Shih's leadership, the Red Flag Fleet captured new coastal villages and enjoyed total control over the South China Sea. Entire villages worked for the fleet, supplying them with goods and food, and any ship that wanted to cross the South China Sea was taxed. They also frequently plundered British and French colonizer ships. Upon hearing about the Red Fleet's control over the economy and monopoly over the ocean, the Qing dynasty at the time sent naval fleets to take away Ching Shih's power. Needless to say, the Chinese Navy attacks were no match against the Red Fleets. Instead of destroying the Qing dynasty's attack fleets, she incorporated them into the Red Fleets. As a result, the Red Flag Fleet grew in size, and the Qing dynasty lost a huge portion of its navy. The emperor was enraged with the fact that a woman was taking rapid control of his land, people, sea, and resources which belonged to him. He took a surprisingly peaceful approach. All pirates a part of the Red Fleet would be excused from all political offenses through an amnesty. While Ching Shih was dealing with the Qing authorities, she was also commanding attacks against the Portuguese navy, which she had already defeated 2 times. This time the Portuguese came back with more advanced technology and the Red Fleets weren't able to keep up. These devastating attacks from the Portuguese is what made Ching Shih accept the amnesty from the emperor. The whole of the Red Flag fleet crew was forced to surrender. However, the terms of surrender were good. They were allowed to keep all of their loot, and several pirates were granted jobs within the military and Chinese government. Even Ching Shih's adopted son Cheng Po later became the captain of the Qing dynasty's Guangdong Navy. Ching Shih had a son in 1813, and later had a daughter. In 1822, her second husband lost his life at the sea. As a wealthy woman, she then relocated to Macau with her children and opened a gambling house, and was also involved in the salt trade. Towards the end of her life, she opened a brothel in Macau. She died peacefully at the age of 69, surrounded by family members. Her legacy ended right where it had started. Today, her descendants are said to run similar gambling and brothel enterprises in the same area, and she is widely remembered through film, manga, and folklore as one of the most fearsome and successful pirates in history.